Egal, let me ask you this. Next summer, or this summer, I should say, we do the business. Andrea Berta's looking very impressive. We get the forward, we get the left winger, we get the midfielder, and we've got backups in defence and goalkeeper. We get to the end of the season and Mikel Arteta has not won anything. What happens?
There's no more hiding. He's gone.
And
Simple.
what is the reasons for you not doing saying that this season?
Because I don't think he's gotten the proper investment in the attacking end. And that's the only reason why I'm keeping him in the job, because I think give him the right attacking options, we win. We start winning major honors quite easily. I think tactically everything is there. I think he understands the situation currently with the players that we have to our disposal. We just need to shake up the front. We've invested in the defense. We've seen the fruits of his labors. We've invested in the midfield. We've seen the fruits of his labor. The place where we have not invested heavily enough to see the benefit is the attack. And if we go and get two quality attacking players and add another midfielder into this team, not only do I think we win, I think we surprise people how comfortably we get it over the line next time.
Okay, Yardman, do you agree with that? If he gets the tools, can he get us across the line? And if we get him the squad that Egal thinks that we need, the 4 or 5 players we need, do you think Arteta will do it? And if you don't believe why not?
I'm not gonna say I don't think he will do it, but it's a possibility because it's a competition or we're in there or we're challenging for the competition. But when people just saying, well, what Eagle just saying that give him two stops, the striker and midfield, do you realize that a Man City not gonna stay still, Chelsea not gonna stay still, all of the club they're not gonna stay. So we just believe that get a striker, and we're gonna win. And I don't believe it is that easy. I just believe is the you look back at 2015, 16 when Leicester win the Premier League. Yeah, it is not that they got the best team, it's the belief and it's the manager and he coach them or let they play. Mikel Arteta don't allow his player them to play, give them the freedom to play. He don't do that. And this is why I don't believe that we gonna go over the line with Mikel Nokia. What you give to him, I don't believe that he's gonna take us over the line because he need these type of player. They are sheep. They just listen to what he said and do exactly what he said. And even when on the pitch, they see it's not working, they stick to what Mikel Arteta want them to do. Because none of them, because they're all kids, none of them is brave enough to tell him that it's not working and don't listen and do what they know going to win the game on the pitch. When people saying that, give him the striker, when you see how Mikel Arteta treat Edu and tell him that he want Aubameyang out, now that alone tell me that when people gonna say if they give him, you don't sit there, Eagle, and tell me that Mikel Arteta have no say in players that come into the club. You don't sit there and tell me that, and I keep on saying it, this is like a scratch record. When you let Eddie go, ML Smith Rowe go, Reece Nelson, Vieira, I don't care if they're good, yes or no. I'm not talking about if they're good, if they're good enough to play in the Premier League. I'm not saying that. But there are 4 attacking players. Mikel Arteta decide to let they go. And what he do? He buy 2 defenders to replace them. No, who is gonna hold him to that what him do? Nobody speak about, but hold on here. Last season wasn't that strong in attack because remember, people gonna say, oh, last season scored over 90 plus goal, so that's why he didn't go and get a striker. But I remember, Pep Guardiola win the Premier League without a striker. Yeah, what 2-3 seasons ago, and then he went and go and get Erling Haaland. So that tell me something. You're not going to get up and do the same thing over and over and expect to get a different result. And that's what Mikel Arteta do. If John Duran was there for the taking in January, yeah, and it was Aston Villa who come to Arsenal and let them know that they could get what's his name?
Watkins.
Ali Watkins. Yeah. No, you are telling me that Mikel Arteta sell Abba and he went and go and get an injury-prone number 9 Jesus because that is his buy. Kyle Havertz, Jesus, Zinchenko, all of the players. You can name how many players that we not even name that him spend money on that did not work out at the club. So you don't tell me that when people are going to say, if the club. So you're telling me that every player that come into the club, Mikel Arteta have no say in those players. That's what you tell me, Egal, because I believe that one thing I'm positive sure, and that documentary show us that Mikel Arteta have a strong say in the club as a manager, where a lot of managers in the Premier League don't have that say. And Mikel Arteta is one of them with Pep who have the say who them want in from who they don't. The documentary show you that. So when this guy get up and did not get up and go and sign a striker, when you see Saka get injured, yeah, you didn't go and replace Saka in January. Okay, in the January, we see that Kyle Havertz get injured. We see Jesus get injured, and you still did not react. And you're going to tell me that is the club never give him the money? The club give him 100+ million for buy one player. Why they would give him 50-60 million in the summer, in the January to go and buy a player? And remember, we sell Eddie, we sell Emil Smith Rowe. So Emil Smith Rowe and Eddie Nketiah is pure profit, 100% profit. Yeah. So don't tell me that they them have problem with PFA or whosoever they want in them. They don't have no problem with them. Arsenal is one of the clubs who don't have a problem spending money. No, we asked the cranky, yeah, to back the club, and we can see that they back Mikel Arteta, meaning that they give him money to spend. We can see that. We don't need glasses to see that. Yeah, buy Kyle Havertz from Chelsea. Chelsea was surprised when Mikel Arteta wanted him for 65 million. They were surprised. They couldn't wait. They think they were dreaming. Are you going to tell me that you spend 65 million on a false 9 and you never go out there and get a proper out-and-out centre forward? At the time, you did have what's his name from from Brentford to
Ivan Toney. Oh, he won a trophy at the weekend, by the way.
Yeah. Ivan Toney. I read out there that he meet with Ivan Toney, but he didn't like his attitude or something like that. No.
Yardman, I know his best mate. They went to school to. I know everything about that story, everything about that, everything you've read in the reports. Load of bollocks. They never met. They never met. We never bid. We never did nothing.
What I'm saying, you need face-to player in your team. You need. Last night I watching the game and PSG score. We down 2, and everybody head us down. Yeah, we don't see nobody get up and have that little urge about them and galvanize about the team and put in tackle and make PSG know that they did. We don't see that on the pitch because guess what? Mikel Arteta have kids and all of the kids them are listening to their teacher and none of them want to step out of line. None of them. And that is the biggest problem we have. We need a manager that's going to come in and going to rattle these players. Yeah, we need players to come in who's going to put a foot in, who's going to challenge a manager. That's what we need at the club. If we don't have that, we're not going to win nothing.
The captain reflects the manager. That's why there's no leader on the pitch. There's no Tony Adams. There's not a Vieira. There's not a leader on the pitch. It's a yes man
on the pitch.
I mean, he did change the tactics yesterday. He had Thomas Partey acting like Rory Delap, and he had David Raya suddenly not passing out from which we've seen all season. That's cost us goals, by the way, on certain occasions. Passing through the midfield. No, get all upfield. Waving them all upfield. We was Wimbledon settings yesterday, second half.
Egal, we're gonna lose Saka. Yeah, because they don't have to sign this year again. They can sit there and say, you know what, we're gonna see what's gonna happen, who they're gonna bring in the summer. William Saliba, Gabriel, yeah, it's just a pity they can have 3 years left. But what we're saying here, if they don't sign and they sit down and watch, next season they're on a 1 year left and they can walk for free. So we have to remember, the more we leave Arteta in this club, is the more we're going to have to rebuild again. Now is the time for we to go out there and get a proper manager, because we have about 5 players who I believe could get into any team in Europe.
Yeah.
Any team, 5 players. Saka, the 2 centre half, Gabriel Williams, Declan Rice, and I would even throw Timber in it.
It's a rebuild.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a reboot. It's a reboot. It's a retool.
Yardman.
Yeah.
It's a refurbish.
My thing is, you clearly rate the team. You don't rate the manager. I get where you're coming from now. I finally understand where you're coming from. You believe this team should be winning, and the manager's stopping us from winning, right?
Yes.
But in the same breath, you also say we're short attacking options. We're short a striker. We're short a left winger. You agree there, right?
Left winger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying I believe Mikel Arteta's tactics are the reason why the players that we rate, like the Bukayo Sakas, like the Timbers, like the Salibas,
why are we doing this
like
again?
the Declan Rice.
Egal. Let me say something here. Sorry. Those players, whether you just the Saka, the William Saliba, Gabriel actually learn him trade and start to get better. The Declan Rice, these players are natural born footballer. There's nothing Mikel Arteta can do to stop them. Nothing. So when you're gonna say Mikel Arteta will get like what Lee Gunner was saying, yeah. Do you ever see any Premier League club of 3 hamstring injury in one season?
Grade 3.
No, but
Grade 3.
This was an accumulation of the pressure that it had on us as a squad being thin.
No. Egal. Listen why they get that injury, yeah? Because they have to be running 90 yards up the pitch, 90 yards back.
Look at Declan Rice's tackle. He run 89 yards to save that second goal.
There's nothing wrong with tracking back. The issue is the lack of squad depth. That is the issue.
So whose fault is that? The lack of squad depth. Whose fault is that?
That's Edu's, and he's gone.
No. It's not Edu. It's not Edu, because we see Mikel Arteta take Edu for a gig of making tea. So it's Mikel's fault. It's Mikel's fault.
Let me go back to what you said about Aubameyang. Bro, you do know Aubameyang and Arteta got into a physical altercation reportedly.
Yeah, Aubameyang shall knock him out.
Yeah, you heard about this, right? Okay.
Yeah, shall knock him out.
So after that, after Aubameyang tried to knock him out, do you expect him to keep him at the club?
Yeah, because of listen why, and let me answer that question. Because of Aubameyang, Mikel Arteta win a FA Cup. It was Aubameyang who scored them goal for him, semi-final and final.
When he disrespects you and he starts swinging at you.
Okay, let me twist that back on you. Yap Stam, yeah, Kenny, you'll know this. It's in Fergie's book, I think. Yeah, Yap Stam strangled Alex Ferguson,
and he was
still played the next game. He still played.
Yeah, but he was gone at the end of the season. Am I wrong?
He went the next season.
No,
I don't know my history like that when it comes to Yap Stam and his fighting with Alex Ferguson.
And,
what I will tell you is, the moment Aubameyang got into an argument with Arteta, I don't think he kicked the ball ever again.
But guess what? When he inherited Aubameyang and he inherited this squad, yeah, Aubameyang was a Golden Boot winner along with Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. He then turned him into a touchline winger playing left wing back, mate.
Yes, that's what he did. Helping out Saka, remember?
A 30-odd-year-old man, yeah, that ain't got the legs. Keep that boy in the box. He'll bag you goals, and he's still doing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Marseille and scored about 30 goals. He went to Barcelona and scored 17 goals. Yeah, he's still doing it now.
Anybody who punches up the manager is gonna get kicked out of the club. Why are we surprised?
No, I understand that, but you're missing the whole point there, right? You're talking, and I heard what you were saying when I went bathroom. I had it on my phone, right? You're saying, oh, but if we if we get the left winger, we get the striker and this and that. Cool. Yeah, great, fantastic. That don't stop him not dropping Saka. We watched a manager yesterday, yeah, Luis Enrique, start Kvaratskhelia on the left up against Timber. Now, as soon as we brought on Calafiori, where did Kvaratskhelia play? Oh, he played on the right wing up against Calafiori. Why? Why did he put Barcola? Why did he put Barcola, yeah, up against Skelly? Because Barcola's quick. Yeah, he's not great. I don't rate him, but he's quick. He can cause trouble with his pace. And I said this would happen. DJ, you was there. Kenny was there on the podcast. Yeah, we said they walked through our midfield last week. They'll go down the wings this week because now Partey's back. It'll be a little bit harder for them to get through the midfield. So they'll go down the wings. Nobody expected Barcola to play on the right. He normally plays on the left. Right? As soon as Calafiori comes on, my man Kvaratskhelia has now gone out to Calafiori. Why? Because that's the weak fucking link. Yeah, the weak link was Skelly. And you see, and Egal, I said this to you, and you might have seen this as well when you were watching the game, and Yardman and everyone else. Look, when we played Real Madrid's second leg, you know, they go down and they shake their hands before kickoff. Martin Odegaard looked like he's seen a ghost that night. Yeah, and I said it on my watch along. I said, he's shitting a brick, mate. He's fucking rattled. Look at him. He's scared shitless. Second leg. Right? Odegaard. Last night, Lewis Skelly looked like he had seen a ghost. Yeah, I said, he's going to drop a stinker, mate. Look at his face. Straight behind him was Declan Rice. They panned into Rice afterwards. He's like, chest out like Tony Adams, like, come on. Watching it, yeah, come on, let's have it. Yeah, and he actually played all right. Yeah, Skelly dropped a stinker. Skelly gave him an out yesterday. Yeah, by taking the ball in the ribs, rolling around. I thought it hit him in the face. It didn't hit him in the ribs. He was basically saying, get me the fuck out of it. I'm sinking, mate. What did the manager do? Nope, you're back out in the second half. Yeah, then as soon as he gives the penalty away, subbed. This is the difference between an elite level manager, yeah, and a good manager. Because he is a good manager. Yeah, he's not shit. He's good. But he's good to a certain level. Yeah, he ain't going to get us over the line. Whether he gets a striker, 10 strikers, we could have signed Morata. You would have laughed your bollocks off. Yeah, I wanted Morata. I wanted Dovbik. Well, we could have done with Morata off the bench yesterday or starting up front, couldn't we?
Lee,
Yeah, Morata, before you start smirking and laughing, Egal, Morata's won a trophy this season again, and he's top of the league at his second club this season. Oh,
Lee,
Lucas Torreira is as well, mate. Bellerin's in another final. Aubameyang's in a final. Mason, now they'll leave this
No,
club.
but Lee, I know you
Start
well.
winning, innit?
I know you well. If we would have brought in Morata, you would have found a way to criticize him.
Nope. Chat, am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm dying. I rate Morata. I wanted Dovbik and Morata. We could have got both of them. We could have got both of them for 35 million quid.
Now, to be fair,
one of
Egal,
them smashed it at Roma.
You know
and
what
the other
you would
one-
have said? You know what you would have said?
and then
You
top
told
of
us
the
we were going to
league,
be in the
that's right.
Champions League. We get world-class players, and we got Dovbik. That's what you would have said.
now let me say this
Do
quickly.
you realise how much I rate Dovbik? I've said
Lee,
before
Lee,
many
I've got
times.
you.
I've said many times he is Erling Haaland with technical ability, mate.
Right, let me just quickly say this.
He's better than
because
Haaland.
I don't rate Morata. Right, I never have. I don't rate him. Right, I
Fair.
immediately disagreed on that. However, you cannot deny that he's he's won in the game. Right, so if
20
I would've said
trophies,
to you
soon to be
now-
21.
Yeah, if you'd have said to me now, do you want Morata coming on, or do you want to deal with the fact we got no striker? I'll be taking Morata. Let me ask this quick question.
10 million quid, Dad. 10 million quid.
Yeah, it's a steal. It's an absolute steal.